What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Shonen Hoops. We are here continuing our Mazinger series, quote unquote. We're in this. This is our basically a two-part special. If you haven't seen the last review, we reviewed Mazinger the Infinity. Like
yes, yes.
Movie came out in 2019, 2018. This time we're gonna, I guess, set the clock backwards, and we're gonna review Mazinkaiser, which came out in 2001 to 2003. We're doing Mazinkaiser and Mazinkaiser versus the, oh my god, the demon battles. The demon
Dark General of Darkness.
Bro, fucking, the Dark General was me watching this goddamn movie. But we'll get into that. As usual, when we review, we do out of a 0 to 5 system, and we kind of just
focus. Oh, now it's 0? No. Damn it all. And we're adding zeros? Shit.
The 5 sections that we review are characters, plot, music, influence, and the ending of said anime. So, Omar, if you want to just, I guess, real quick, just break down what Mazinger is for people who have not seen any bit of Mazinger.
All right, okay, real quick. Mazinger Z is the original super robot. It's what's given birth to Gurren Lagann, Great Mazinger, Grandizer, the Getter Robo series, whatever super robot mecha you can think of. Mazinger Z is the original. And at some point down the line, and the line of Super Robot Wars games, Banco wanted to give Mazinger Z an upgrade to keep up with the newer generation robots that were strong. Hence, an original robot was called Mazinkaiser. And then eventually, Go Nagai created a series to go along with it, just to like give it a story and wouldn't just be a random mech in the game. So we were given the Mazinkaiser OVA plus the movie Mazinkaiser versus Ankoku Daijougun. So here we are. I guess all of a sudden Andy added zeros to the rankings.
Hey, I'm pretty sure.
So now I'm scared to hear these rankings because I adore Mazinkaiser. So we will see how this goes. I'm gonna hope at least we like the music. So this time around we're gonna start with music. Go ahead, Andy.
1. I didn't care for the music. I didn't care for. Bro, when okay, I won't even say with the OVA because I barely remember the OVA. I'm pretty sure I was like, I think I enjoyed the opening for a bit, and then it was too long, so I would skip it. So, but dude, I'm telling you, man, like, so we're focused on music right now. It didn't hit. Like the most I assume people would get lit for is when the Mazinger would have his like Mazinger theme start. I started on Mazinkaiser. That motherfucker every time the second he'd get in that freaking robot, the music would start, and it's like, all right, well, cool. I guess the episode's about to end. I don't know. And then I'll give it a 1.5 to be fair, because the movie, the beginning part had some like cool singing when it showed all the freaking generals destroying the world, which we'll get into that plot, whatever that was.
Gate of Hell.
Yeah, that was kind of lit, and then that's as much as I remember. And this is me going off. So to be fair, everybody, I literally just finished watching it like less than 2 hours ago, so I have it fresh in my mind, and I can't even remember the ending song for the life of me.
Okay, so for me, I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5. Personally, the fighting OST I would give it to Andy, never really stood out. But with that being said, it still gave me 3 goated tracks. Mazinkaiser is the intro to me for Jam Project. This is the first time I've ever heard of Jam Project song. So Fire Wars being the opening to the OVA. Gate of Hell, which is the movie starts with, and then during the final fight scene, actually, Mazinkaiser being used as another song when Koji finally got into Mazinkaiser for the film is another elite song. But throughout the OVA, there was never really a fighting OST that really stood out. But those 3 songs in particular are elite, in my opinion, to the point where I have to give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, that's again 100% your opinion. That's how we do 2 different ratings. So going from there, how do you feel about your characters? I'll let you go off on your characters.
Honestly, like just like having this standalone as like a standalone, because this is what the OVA is. This is completely a standalone. I would have to be fair, and I would have to give it like 3 out of 5. Like the characters are absolutely still enjoyable. But there's really no context for why they are why they are. but the characters themselves are still like very enjoyable. I still enjoy Tetsuya, Koji, the professor. Boss is still a clown, so we love it. But to be fair, as a standalone, there was no real character development. They just put him in with the hope of understanding that you already knew who these characters were.
Again, Omar, I'm gonna have to go back to last week's video of I need you to understand what standalone. I think you might have to look up. You need to look up. Motherfucker, if I'm not being introduced to the characters as if it's the first time, then it is not a standalone. Standalone means that I can just watch the thing and understand every single thing about it. I can understand how Boss got introduced to the main character. I can understand who the main character even is. How did he even get into the base? Why is he a part of this Mazinger army? Standalone means that you can watch it having nothing, know-how, don't need to understand anything about the series. Why is the most lit character that I freaking actually enjoyed Tetsuya, and you're telling me he wasn't in any of this? Dude, my favorite scenes were just when he was in it. And to understand, I don't to understand. Oh wait, no, okay. So Tetsuya is the second main character because he came in the second season. Because Koji is the first season main character. Like, you need to know these things. That is not what's standalone means, bro.
Okay, but to be fair, you knew Koji was the main character from Rick. You knew that.
Okay, Koji's the main character, and then Tetsuya's the second main character. Or no?
Yes, but you knew this.
I didn't know who was gonna be this. It's called Mazinkaiser. I don't know which one's gonna get the buff. What do you mean?
Papa, you played the games. You
motherfucker, they both are main characters. What are you talking to me about? What are you saying? I've never heard anything about the Mazing series, so what am I supposed to know?
I mean, it was clear in episode 1 who was gonna get the buff. It was clear.
I'm sorry that it started again with Tetsuya being a boss and fucking dueling and beating, and then again they have to freaking be like, oh, you're beat up too bad. Hit the hikes, bro. What you mean the first episode? The first 5 minutes, it's like, Tetsuya, baby, let's go. Nah, Koji's back. Yeah, he getting the buff. Yeah, you have fun on the bench, buddy. Yeah, get over there. This doesn't, okay, character-wise. Again, that's the whole standalone thing. You have to look at the definition of it. Put it on the side. Boss, pretty funny character. It's just him getting his shit rocked every goddamn episode. There was no way. I hated it so much because I'm like, please let Boss get something like a moment of coolness. Even in the goddamn movie, he comes up with the chain and starts. You see him freaking grabbing the guy that's like fused with a tiger for some reason. I have no idea why that's a thing because the movie doesn't explain that. They just say, oh, underground people. That doesn't explain why these people are fused into animals. But whatever, Boss is over here with his chain and he's literally whipping the guy into the floor, and I'm like, this is what I was waiting for, something like for a cool moment. And then no, the guy he throws him into the gas station, he blows up and he's still alive, and then Koji still gets the final killing blow. He didn't need that, bro. He's the main character. Why can't you give Boss, let him have his one win, let him take down one general? Or is he just freaking for the comedic, that comedic relief character? Everything he does is just gonna be comedy. Bro, let him have a moment every single goddamn time. It's like I have to jump back and forth because, and then in the actual OVA, the 7-episode OVA, in the last couple episodes, he's like, oh, don't worry, I'll protect you guys. And I'm like, yo, okay, this is lit. And then he gets cut into pieces and he gets thrown like freaking Team Rocket off of the freaking area. And I'm like, there's nothing, bro. And then it's just obviously anime came out in the 1970s, right? So they're not gonna change it a lot for the early 2000s. This is again 2001 to 2002 is when this OVA came out. So I'm like, okay, we're with the regular tropes. We have the girl, the love interest that's just like she'll do her best to get her shit rocked. Every single character that was not Koji got their shit rocked. It was literally like watching. It was like I don't understand. Like it was such a formula of talking for 1 minute. Oh God, everybody's getting blown up. The base is getting blown up again. Don't worry, he's in the mech now. Episode ends. That formula was to a T. It was never ever different. It was never interesting. The second to last episode of Mazinkaiser, it's like, oh, he's not gonna be able to survive the lava. He's in the lava, and then the thing erupts, and you're like, oh wow, okay, things have actually gotten like serious because he didn't win in this episode. No, but instead, my boy, my favorite character, Tetsuya, shows up and is like, don't worry, yo, if you need that minute, Kakarot, I got it. And I'm like, this is who I want to see. The stone cold guy, the cool guy that's buying time for Koji to freaking get out. By the way, for some reason, obviously the mechs, but like, they're like, oh, he won't be able to survive in the lava with that mech. It's impossible. He's completely fine. The lava doesn't hurt him. I don't know how he fell unconscious. Maybe did he overheat? He forgot to drink water in the mech because the mech flies out and he's passed out and they're like, oh, Koji, wake up, huh? Oh, do I have wings now? Oh, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. Koji, this is his anime. I'm like, all right, whatever. Lit. Characters, 3. Yeah, I gotta give it for 4 out of 5 just because of Tetsuya. Even if he was only in there for 4 minutes of the goddamn 200 plus minutes I saw. 4 out of 5 characters. Now we can go to the plot because I'll blow up.
If you want to keep going, go ahead with the plot.
All right. So the plot, I need you to explain to me because, again, I went into this with you telling me it's a standalone, and I need to understand what the whole conflict was. Was it just like Dr. Hell just wanting to rule the world? Is that because he just kept sending monsters? Yeah. So I didn't understand that.
Yeah, his dream was always world domination.
Okay. And then so world domination, and then what is it like something Ashura? I don't remember. Dojima Ashura. Yeah. So they're just like the vice command that just like works for them. Okay. So the thing is, right? The plot it's just very Power Rangers-esque, where it's just like villain of the day beaten in this episode. Oh, villain of the day beaten in this episode. So it's like, okay, that's fine. Like, if I would have gone in like more, if I had watched any mechs, I guess, of the old times, then I would probably have understood more that it's basically episodic.
Episodic. Yes. Yeah.
So learning that, like, I'm okay with episodic, but it's just like it was watching the series and watching like the episodes back to back. It just felt so like I could skip this episode and just go to the last 2 because it's like why am I watching the in between episodes? Because it's like, oh, new villain defeated, new villain defeated. So it's like, okay, cool. But that's whatever. That's Mazinkaiser, right? That's the part of Mazinkaiser. Where in Mazinkaiser, the movie, the OVA that came out in 2003, I just didn't like the direction that they took with how they made the movie, I guess. Because, I was complaining to Omar a little bit earlier. I was like, why do they like to just... I mean, maybe it's just because it's a movie. They like to dive into the action. But, like, the first 5 minutes is that it's just Koji in a plane. I have no idea why they're in the plane. Actually, not even. I think it's like it's scenes of like places getting destroyed, like the Eiffel Tower, the pyramids, and I'm like, okay, well, I honestly thought I skipped something. I was like, where am I? But it starts off with that. Then they kill the 2 twin girls, which I guess they got a mech somehow. They just built one, right? That's just the point. And then they were in the breast. Each one was in a breast, I was like, why did we do that? But whatever. One of the big generals just grabs, cups him, right, and then just squeezes them and kills them. And I'm like, wow, they really just like killed these 2 characters, I'm assuming are like important, like that people have seen a lot. I mean, they were in the OVA, so I was like, wow, they really killed him for like shock value. And then they go back to being like, this all happened yesterday. And it's literally just them having dinner, and then randomly the guy's like, I am here for the empire of I completely already forgot. The underground people. Yeah, they make it and we're finally gonna get our rightful place. Cool. So then it's just like a space battle, which is like, again, go back to my guy Tetsuya. Because, so also I didn't realize it was a Mazinger army. I was like, who the hell are these bums getting one-shotted by these generals? It was like 2 random guys, and I'm like, where the hell did these guys come from? I didn't see none of these. I didn't know they were making more mechs that were garbage. Well, oh well. And then Tetsuya's girl also gets like her complete like mech destroyed. But Tetsuya, my boy, bro, they try to get him on that 2v1 and he still handles that, man. That's my boy. Yet again, they had to bench him, bro. They said, you got 2 generals. Yeah, your mech's depleted, buddy. Sorry. Nah, you can't do no more for you. Man, bro. And then I gotta see, and then like I've realized the formula is just like alien attack or monster attack. Get Koji to the mech for like 95% of the fucking of whatever episode movie you're watching. And then the last 5 is like he's in the mech and he's gonna fuck everybody up. And it's like cool. But damn, bro, come on, can't we give some love to like other characters for like just like I'm not even asking a lot, but just like it's really just like yo, get in the mech, everybody's done it. Every single general that were giving problems with, they died in like 1 hit. And I was like, all right, bro. And yeah, and then the ending. Actually, no, you can go with your plots. Go with your plot one more. You can go to plot and then go straight to ending it. And then I'll follow off.
Okay, I do like, because of your hatred for Koji, I just want to tell you, just for the sake of telling you, when season like the 3rd generation Mazinger is called Grandizer, and you know Koji was benched for when Great Mazinger originally first came out. Koji was not in it until like the last 4 episodes. So Go Nagai decided to bring Koji back for Grandizer, but refused to give him back Mazinger Z at all. It completely made him a side character.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, they put him in a little TFO UFO looking thing and made him a side character.
Okay. So
which in hindsight is funny because when they were fighting the Alien Empire, the fact that Mazinger Z was always just there and never used was funny. But yeah. As for the plot, yeah, it's like, I guess I don't hate on it so much because I understand what I'm getting out of an old school mecha anime. Like, I'm not expecting a complex Gurren Lagann story or whatever the case may be. I had the understanding that it was going to be episodic. It was supposed to be just like crazy, beautiful fight. Look at Mazinkaiser. Look at him. And it was just, I guess the little story that they gave you was, Koji learning how to use this, that, and the third. But I'm with you. And then when it came to the movie, the Mechanic Empire, it came out of nowhere, right? It was just under the influence of like, they were forced underground, and now they wanted to come back to the surface. But again, I'm with you. They keep benching Great and Tetsuya, and I never liked that. I'm a Tetsuya fan. Like, I'm looking at the Great Mazinger figure right next to me.
Okay, so the thing is, sorry, keep going.
No, go.
No, so what I was gonna say is that I did like look up because I couldn't find the movie when I was trying to watch it legally, and it just turns out that like that movie is really just like a reanimation of the movie that came out in 1983. So like maybe it's just like, if you would have seen that one, you'd know this one.
I mean, that the movie that came out in 1983 was Great Mazinger's introduction in a film wise. But even then, they never explained why. It was just introducing who the Great Mazinger enemies were gonna end up being. But it was never, the movie never explained, they were forced on the ground for this reason. Yeah. And now like it was more so like, it's time.
It's interesting. I also didn't give it. So I will say it's like I'll give it a 3 out of 5 because it's just average. It's very typical episodic average stuff. I did also see, which I don't know. I don't know if you want to give it your score really quick.
The plot was very basic. It's definitely a 3.
Mm-hmm. So then I had seen, so now going kind of toward the ending. So I guess I'll start first with what makes me upset of the OVA first. So the Mazinger episodic 7 episodes. So last, as I said, Tetsuya was coming, holding back time. And then basically he's like, yo, don't worry, like I'll handle these guys over here. You go attack the base. I'm like, all right, cool. So Mazinkaiser, like, So okay, so the two-faced person, the Dojima, well, I can forget the name, Ashura,
Baron Ashura.
yeah, Baron Ashura, there it is. Baron Ashura gets fused into the monster, which I guess Dr. Hell just has that ability to fuse people now into their mechs, which then that later on gets used in the movie, which we see again. But my thing is, right, it's like, so this is the last episode. Like they're fighting. This new fusion is like super strong, and Mazinkaiser is having an issue fighting it. And out of nowhere, like a ghost apparition, I'm assuming which was the grandfather of Koji. He's just like, you have more strength. Use all the potential of Mazinkaiser. And Mazinkaiser like he's like in agony, and then he pulls out like this massive sword from his chest. I'm like, whatever, I'll let it slide. They fight. They're like, now they're sword fighting. I'm like, okay, this is kind of getting lit. But then they flash me to Tetsuya, who took down like 100 monsters, and they didn't let me see any of that. They just showed me the after. They showed me all the, like, I was like, let me at least, like, bro, let me see him freaking pop off for a little bit more. I want to see it 1v100. Come on, bro, that would have been so cool. But again, wasn't the main character in this. So,
I think they cut to him twice during that final fight.
No, I think the second that after Koji leaves, they don't go back to his fight at all. They literally just like
no. Because they cut to. I remember because they cut to. No, it was just once because they cut to a drill pressure punch at some point.
Yes, yeah, you might be right. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So Koji beats Baron Ashura, cuts him straight vertical, and then cuts him in half. Then big explosion, whoa. And then he goes to Dr. Hell, and he's like, give it up. Like, I got you. You're beaten. Surrender. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, obviously, Dr. Hell's going to turn into some crazy thing because he's the last villain, or they're going to start throwing hands, bro. I'm like, I don't think they'll do that, but, like, at least some cool, like, final boss versus the main character, some cool fight. No. He blew himself up. And he said, fear me, I shall return, as he blew himself up. And bro, I needed something. I needed a little bit more satisfaction. This guy, like, 7 episodes of just him sending monsters, and like Koji didn't get a punch in, bro. I want him to at least like some form of like, this is for this is for the earth. Kind of like how the movie was, where it was lit. And it was like, obviously, the years difference kind of like made it possible so they can make it a better final fight. Which is why, obviously, probably should have watched the movie last, because then I feel like I would be flipped. I'd be like, well, you know, this was disappointing, but the movie really, really like boosted everything that I think about the series. So watching it reverse, kind of like that was my bad. Now I know from now on to watch things chronologically. But right, so I'm disappointed there, right? So that for that part, I'm like, this kind of sucks, but whatever. OVA. Then we go to the movie. The movie was a little bit more. I mean, it was still okay too, because it was like, I guess like the character design was supposed to be very impactful for people, because he's like, so now he pulls out 2 swords, and they're fighting. Swords break, and it's like, all right, time to fight with our fists with the mechs. I'm like, all right, this is kind of late. He's like, oh, this is for Law, this is for Lolly, this is for the professor. I'm like, yo. All right, okay. Guy, the villain falls flat on his back. A random sword falls on his face and kills him. I don't know if it was his own sword. I don't know if Koji threw the sword. It was his own sword, right? Yeah, how goddamn long was that sword in the air for, bro? Right? It's just like obviously I'm nitpicking details. I'm not gonna say I'm not, but it's just like.
Bro, this is 2000s, bro. Come on.
Dude, no, but I understand. But Digimon movie came out probably in like the 2000s. That motherfucker was nice. That was clean. I'm comparing it to movies of the 2000s, bro.
But mecha anime. Okay, go.
I'm just.
But if you want complexity like that, then watch Gundam. I told you that was the main difference. I told you a while ago.
Yeah, but okay. But
cool fights. There's Greta Robo, Mazinkaiser, this and the third. If you want complex in relationships, this and the other, there's Gundam. There's a reason I prefer Gundam to Mazinger. I adore Mazinger because that's what I grew up with first, and that's nostalgia for me. But preference for actually appreciating a story, this and the third, Gundam is where I prefer it.
Okay.
I told you this a long time ago. Don't give me that shit.
Nah, that's perfectly fine, but that's why I just prefer Gurren Lagann. That gives me both. Let me enjoy. I want to have my cake and eat it.
Okay, and when the hell did Gurren Lagann come out? Like, come on, Gurren Lagann.
2006.
That's crazy.
Fuck up. Like, you know what? Let me just. As I continue on with this thing.
But you see the evolution where it went though.
Bro, I completely understand. I'm just saying.
And Mazinger Z, and again, Mazinkaiser is like understanding the fundamentals of what Mazinger Z was.
I'm just saying.
As an anime on its own.
But also, Mazinkaiser, right? People were fans. Then again, there was not. It was literally like the way it ended was like the most fuck you to the fans for me. It's like, I did it. I got revenge for my friends. Credit scenes, bro. I didn't get to see the main character with his girl like coming out of the mech, being like, "I'm back." That's what I'm saying. Like
in the
Kaiser,
during, I'm assuming you didn't watch the end credit scenes.
It was just them rebuilding the city.
But it did show like here beats in there, like Mazinkaiser like picking up Great Mazinger from New York City. Like
yeah, I saw it. I'm just saying like we couldn't handle like 5 more minutes of just them being like, "You're back." Yeah. Yeah, like what they gave me in Mazinger Infinity.
That's what they gave it to you later.
Yeah, exactly. Evolution. I had to wait. You have to wait 15 years, brother.
Andy, evolution, Andy, evolution.
So that's the thing, right? Also, Gurren Lagann came out in 2007. Just FYI, just wanted to throw that out there to get the year accurate. But the ending, that's a 2 out of 5 for me, bro. It left me wanting more, which Mazinger Infinity does really well, which is why I will say that. I will say Mazinger Infinity did their ending really, really well, completely realizing that they shit the bed with all the other ones, with the Kaiser series. But yeah, well, how did you feel about the ending? Because I know, because like you said, you just enjoy the fights, and, like the cool looking mechs.
Yeah, because that's what like I understood what Mazinger was. So I get it. Like regressing, not knowing what it was, and that's completely my fault. And like regressing back into an olden age, like after experiencing Gurren Lagann first, Infinity to a certain extent, it's like, wow, what the fuck? So I get it. I get it. My bad. I really like the emotional ending to like the OVA. I got you. The OVA, I didn't like how Dr. Hero Lady didn't do a fuck thing as he blew himself up as his base blew up. Okay. But the OVA for me, or not the OVA, but the movie, like Koji crying, as saying he avenged his friends, like he got his get back for the people he cared about. That ending, which is like my end, like I think it's the true ending because it's like the movie that follows that OVA. It completes the story. I have to give it like a 4. I wish Great or Balls got a moment during that final fight scene, or someone else helped a little, which both did, in like his like carrying the Pyder around with the chain, like taking hits for his boy, or at least Great Mazinger could have gotten to the final battlefield at least. But like I have to give it a solid 4 out of 5. Like with the understanding of what and Mazinkaiser's old mecha anime is, I have to give it like a 4.
So that was the ending. All right, and then I guess how did Mazinkaiser impact, specifically Kaiser?
2.
Yeah, that's where my 0 comes in. No, I'll give it a 1. I mean,
Mazinkaiser like it like.
I mean, they got rid of it and brought it back, like you know, like.
Again, remember, Mazinkaiser was just always used as like what Mazinkaiser, the OVA was created to give the games a story instead of just having like a random upgrade. So it's like it's a 2, like yeah. Just because the game has used it here and there throughout like the years to give like a different taste, so it's like it didn't completely go away. But like as an anime, no one ever really went back to it. I guess if Mazinger Zero ever gets like gets animated, maybe, but yeah, it really hasn't done much.
Yeah, I think you said, yeah. It is what it is. What I'll say. it was made for a video game, and they did what they could with it. So yeah, that's one for me.
It was cool looking, huh? It was cool looking. Huh?
I prefer Great
Mazinkaiser. Duh. That's why we're here. Duh. That's why we're here. Anyways,
even that big ass wings were just too fucking huge, bro. That shit ruined the fucking design of Mazinkaiser. But that's just my personal opinion. Yeah. Anyways, you wanna sign us off or have any final words to say?
No, just these two videos were like really important to me, but the NBA is coming down the wings here. Maybe Andy and I will do an expansion draft to celebrate Seattle and Las Vegas getting a team, and we can give our thoughts on those two cities in specific getting a team.
Yeah.
But other than that, we will see you guys next time. Peace.
3-0.